Today, we're going to see why this is in the dumpster. I know what you've been thinking. You've been thinking, why don't we see more Nicholas Brendon movies these days? Well, perhaps an answer to that lies in my latest dumpster retrieval, Survival Island. Sometimes known as Demon Island, this 2002 film, I guess you can call it, stars Nicholas Brendon for you Whedonites, Garrett Wang for you Trekkies, and Eugene Byrd for you... Do Bones fans have a name? Boners? No. Bone Nerds. I'm going with that one. Oh, and Jamie Presley for you Jamie Presley fans. The movie was written and directed by brothers David and Scott Hillenbrand, who are known for bringing us National Lampoon's Dorm Days and the television series Dead Time Stories. You're writhing in anticipation, I can tell, so let's get to it. A deep-voiced narrator tells us of a remote village plagued by a bunch of bad shit. So one man begins sculpting, because evil curses aside, what is life without art? Even as the tribe is plagued by famine, pestilence, death, and other bad juju, you can't rush art.
Hanuman added the final symbolic markings to the pinatas.
Pinata? Am I hearing that right? Oh no. Okay. So apparently, this movie is actually called Pinata Survival Island. You can tell they regretted that title right away. You can see how small the print of the first word is. It's Pinata Survival Island. That's why IMDb has it listed as Survival Island and the Wikipedia page has it listed as Demon Island. I completely agree. Pinata is not an intimidating word. Of course, most words you would use to describe items at a children's birthday party aren't. Pinata. Birthday cake. Tickle me Elmo. The shaman casts the evil from each native into the big mean-looking pinata, I guess, and then sends it sailing out to sea. This plan isn't fraught with problems, is it? So, what? The villagers are completely evil-free now? That was easy. You have to ask yourself, though, how many dead villagers could have been saved if he didn't take his sweet time sculpting it? I mean, would it not work unless it met some demonic force's artistic standards? Not to mention the fact now you're begging someone to mess with it. If it looked like a giant turd, nobody'd touch it. Why didn't you just make a big evil-looking turd? Bet you that would have gone faster. We fast forward to May 5th of 2001, where we are reminded that May 5th is the 5th of May in Mexico, too. This spring breakish song is so catchy. Like the clap. I so badly want to play this song right now, but surprisingly, it's probably copyrighted. Even though there are no lyrics online that you can find, you can't even find a karaoke version of this song, which is the bigger travesty, by the way. So, allow me to recite for you right now my translation of the lyrics to this song. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Take me to the southern shore, at the foot of heaven's door, in the river, till the day's done. God, I need some time away. Tequila's just a shot away, in the big wanna be with you. All I want is one last fiesta. Wanna live for my big siesta. All I want is one last fiesta. Every day it seems I'm living for one last fiesta. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Eugene Byrd, shown here playing the movie's dorky dad going to Disney World, oh, I guess his name's Doug, finds out that Nicholas Brendon, otherwise known as Kyle, broke up with Tina, played by Jamie Presley, sometime before heading out to the island. Eugene divines that Tina cheated on Kyle, yet Doug still asks if a brother can get down. That's dorky dad talk for, I wish to propose intercourse with her, if you please. It seems these obnoxious people are members of a fraternity, several fraternities, and a sorority, several sororities. Everyone's wearing different letters. I really hope that is not a blatant continuity issue.
5 bonus pairs to the person who can tell me the meaning behind Cinco de Mayo.
Celebration of Mexican independence!
No, damn it, it's not. If you're gonna appropriate cultures, know what the hell you're appropriating first. Cinco de Mayo, Spanish for the 5th of May, is the annual celebration to commemorate the Mexican army winning the Battle of Puebla against the French Empire in 1862. Its significance is linked to the fact that the Mexican army was laughably outnumbered, and yet they still kicked ass. The victory was short-lived, as the French ultimately took over the Mexican government for a few years, and only left after the American Civil War ended when things started to get a little hairy. Meanwhile, Independence Day for Mexico is celebrated on September 16th to commemorate a 1910 event called Grito de Dolores, the Cry of Dolores, which triggered the over-decade-long War for Independence. I'm sorry, I had to straighten that out. Ugh, this movie's already on my bad side.
On May 5th, 1862, General Ignacio Zaragoza led the Mexicans to victory.
You know that, but you don't know it's not part of the Mexican War for Independence? You're playing a special kind of moron now, Xander. After trivia, the boys and girls are paired up and handcuffed to compete in gathering underwear scattered all over the island. Wow, college really was a long time ago, wasn't it? Wait, so are we assuming the sororities are not competing against the fraternities? Doesn't matter. They had to come up with a reason that the two exes are now handcuffed together. They're so upset that they just sit there and pout while the other teams run around the island gathering underwear. Yeah, these guys wish they were National Lampoon material. One team, Bob and Lisa, somehow score a handcuff key and separate to get more underwear. But just to give themselves another handicap, they smoke a little pot first. Lisa finds the aforementioned relic washed up on shore, and Bob somehow can tell that it's a piñata, so they decide to crack it open. Of course, you can guess where this is going. You're kidding. The guy's dead. Okay, I'm sorry. Lisa goes berserk and tells everyone she can find that a piñata killed Bob. They don't believe her, I can't blame them, but it is worth noting that she does have blood on her. Sort of. Not nearly as much as she probably should under the circumstances, but they tried. Besides, it's a slasher film. You can't believe the first murder. That's a rule. Lisa's trying to tell the judges what is going on. I'm still trying to figure out how you look at that thing and the first word that comes to mind is piñata. Okay, stop, you evil piñata, you. Stop. The judges decide to stop the game and uncuff people because Bob had an accident. They make it sound like he pissed his pants. They give Kyle and Tina a walkie-talkie and tell them to head back. If they thought Bob was seriously injured, they sure took their sweet time getting there, but they find Bob. Of course there's a couple ensconced in some sort of sexual activity. It's another horror film rule. Although the rule normally states they should be the first ones killed. Wait, Bob and Lisa did kiss briefly, so I guess that counts. Meanwhile, the piñata is lowering itself behind them. And then he gets all testy. I'm sorry, how do you not make that joke when they inexplicably have him ripping out a man's junk? Lisa is rocking back and forth and hearing voices like an insane person, but that's okay because Kyle and Tina made up. The judge tells Kyle over the walkie-talkie that Bob is dead and to start packing up the boats, which are destroyed or gone or deflated, maybe? Kyle finds weird footprints. Clever little piñata. which is apparently also able to contort clay. Oh dear God, are you telling me CGI was this shitty in 2002?
Get out of here! Monica, go!
Well, either help him or run, dumbass. This girl trips over everything. Oh, wait, another horror film staple. I forgot. Silly me. But somehow being a klutz helps her survive, as now the pinata can't find her. Kyle apparently knows the legend of the pinata randomly, and why not? He knows about the Battle of Puebla and doesn't know that it's not part of the War of Independence, so I guess he can know other useless trivia. This is bad storytelling right here. The audience already knows this story. We are not interested in it. Don't relay it to us again. Either way, Tina doesn't believe it. Lisa now realizes that's what she saw, and yet despite this, they are still sticking to the attention-attracting fire. May 6th. That is not necessary. We can gather it another day. We just saw that it was night. We're not all as stupid as you guys are. Lisa is saying they should not venture out, that they should stay together in the open area until someone realizes something is wrong and sends another boat. Tina vetoes this because her friends are out there. Okay, the film never really established much camaraderie between any of these people before. It feels like this is the writer's way of acknowledging we know what the smart and practical thing to probably do is, but we need an excuse to potentially kill everyone else. Another horror film trope, the comedic sidekick, especially if he's a minority or overweight, is usually one of the middle ones to go. Bet a couple of the white people make it though.
What is that smell?
It's the script! Get out! Save yourselves! Throw yourself to the pinata now! A deer. The rotting corpses of their buddies strewn across the island, and they smell the deer.
It sort of involves finding the bodies of all your friends.
Shut up, Angel.
We should go back.
We made a decision.
And we must honor the almighty decision. I have had it with these dipshits. Pinata, I found them. They're over here.
Just go ahead and...
No, we'll wait.
Kyle, it's okay, man. I just got this rock in my shoe. It's driving me crazy. I'll catch up.
She's next. I can tell you right now, she's next. The only survivors are going to be these two and maybe one of these two.
What?
Wait, you see the thing swinging at her? Why are you covering your mouth? Tell her to run. I hope you die, Lisa.
Paul? Is that you? Hey! Larry? It's Lisa! Hey, who's in there?
Sometimes I hate being right. It's almost too bad. She was actually one of the better actors in the film. That's not saying much, but there it is. I don't think Tina fully grasps her situation right now, since she's not running so much as casually jogging away. So wait, the pinata can now transform into this weird floating worm creature? Unless it's really mad, then it reverts back into the pinata. I give up. They decide the hunted will become the hunters and scheme up a plan. You know, the one to get rid of a demon pinata you always have in your back pocket, involving decoys and lots of gasoline and fire, including a Molotov cocktail handcuffed to the pinata that falls off. Nope, it's back on his head. Where's the continuity director? I know, I'm giving away the entire ending of this movie, but you can't ruin something that's already ruined by merely existing. Wait. Okay, if fire gets rid of these demon spirits, why didn't the natives just set the pinata on fire at the beginning of the film? Fun fact, IMDb trivia says Jamie Presley hated the movie. So you're telling me she was the only one actually paying attention? I think it's obvious why this film's in the dumpster. It's a bad sign when a film changes its title even once and not for international releases. This one has 3 different titles, which just emphasizes the problems even more. I guess the actors are okay, but it almost seems like you can see in their eyes that they know they're shooting their careers in the ass with this one. I would love to find some sort of philosophical reason why or why not to see this film, or even find some thought-provoking question inspired by it, but honestly, look at this film. It was not made with the intention of sparking conversations or provoking thoughts. I guess they thought it would make money? There is, I guess, the idea of calling into question the success of horror film tropes. Why are most horror films centered around high school or college-age people? Is that when we identify people as being stupid enough to get themselves into horror film scenarios? Is this when we feel the age group is the most attractive and the one we want to watch running around and screaming? Some films center around children, that's true, but that's because that is an innocence being attacked and we can identify with the horror of that. So apparently, once you graduate college, your life is horror-free? Why is it most of the time the sexually active couple gets killed first? And if it's not a couple in the act, it's usually the promiscuous female. Is this some sort of homage to the religious taboos regarding sex? Is it because we feel more vulnerable when we're engaged in sex? Is it because sex and violence are so opposite? Okay, it's not that. Why is it if there's a minority or an overweight person, they are almost guaranteed not to survive? Is this addressing what the filmmakers assume is widespread bigotry? Is this because they feel their majority white audiences will relate better to people who look like themselves, or a more plausibly attractive version of themselves? Is this some sort of massive health campaign saying, don't be fat, you won't be able to outrun the bad guy? I'm not saying anything new or original, and it's hard to believe the creators of these films had any deeper thoughts behind them. But the laughably predictable moments that make up an overwhelming majority of these films might say something about our society. The question is what? And what would happen if we made efforts to defy these stereotypes? Kill the virgin in the first act. Let the slut live till the end. Make the protagonist an old man in a retirement home. Make the setting a Walmart or a middle-class office predominantly populated by middle-aged people. Let the black guy live. Let the fat girl live. Let the villain live and leave no survivors. Surprise us for once, Hollywood. Until then, don't just run out and watch this film. No. You go and look up One Last Fiesta by Double Knot Spies. Then you get pissed drunk and write a better song, because you can. That'll put you in the prime state to watch this nonsense. All I want is one last fiesta. Wanna live for my big siesta. All I want is one last fiesta. Every day it seems I'm living for one last fiesta.